everyone, so today we are going to do a little bit of accessory work that I will do either usually after the workout, but today I'm going to do it as my warm-up to warm up my midline, warm up my posterior and my shoulders as well, because we're going to have a power clean front squat push jerk complex that we're working on. So I figured it would be good to put it up front today and warm up in a little bit of a different way. So the first thing I'm going to start with is actually a Turkish get up. Turkish get ups are awesome midline work and they're awesome shoulder strength and stability work. So I would encourage starting with no weight at all, but I've done a couple already. So from here, what's gonna happen, you're gonna bend one leg, so plant the foot down. Whichever arm is holding the kettlebell is the leg that bends. From here, I'm gonna lay all the way back and I'm gonna punch straight up. I should think about having external rotation, my wrist over my shoulder. My arm is gonna come out at 45 degrees. So there's a couple steps you always wanna do in order. So I'm going to punch the bell to the ceiling, coming to my elbow, to my hand, lift my hips, swing my knee through, continuing to drag the kettlebell to the ceiling, and stand. Now I'm gonna go back down the exact same way. Knee comes to the floor, hand comes down, leg swings through, butt, elbow, back. Now I'm gonna switch sides. So I did 5 in a row. The goal is to pick a weight that you can use that's moderate, that you can maintain shoulder stability. So we don't want it to cause the shoulder to internally rotate. We want to stay externally rotated and active the entire time. While you're doing this, a couple things to think about. I always like to keep my eyes at the bell. Okay, so I don't want to look forward, I don't look around. I want to try to keep my eyes looking up and concentrated on that bell the entire time to make sure my shoulder is staying in the active position. The other thing, to make it a little bit more challenging on your midline, when you sit up, the first rep I did not do a good job of this, and then I fixed it after that. Try to keep your front heel in contact with the ground. Try not to let that heel pop up and swing forward using the momentum, but keeping that front heel down is gonna isolate your midline a lot more. You can hear I've only done 5, and I'm slightly out of breath. This is a full body movement that's excellent for your shoulders and your midline. All right, so after the Turkish get-ups, I'm gonna go into a bamboo walk, I can't talk today, bamboo walk overhead hold. So I have this bar, it's actually lighter than a barbell, which makes it a little bit harder to stabilize when you hang kettlebells from the side. So I've taken 18-pound kettlebells, I've double looped them in the red band, and I'm gonna walk 100 foot down, 100 foot back, trying to maintain a solid overhead position, thinking about externally rotating, keeping my neck long so my shoulders aren't up in my ears, and I'm using my lower trap, not my upper trap. So I'm gonna find about my jerk grip. From here, hardest part is getting the bar out of the rack. So I am starting super light. This is my first set of the day. I'm just gonna press straight up, find my active position, keep my midline tight, and walk. So this is a little bit light. I will add for my next set. I think it's a really good way to get your accessory work in and not in a short amount of time, so where it doesn't take forever. So essentially in my head, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go through 3 rounds of this, and it's just not for time. So there's no specific rest in between each movement, but I'm not sprinting from movement to movement. You'll notice I would turn the bar around, I'd take a couple deep breaths, I'd gather my mental focus on the overhead carry, as well as give my shoulders just a second to kind of release tension from being overhead, and then I'd press the bar back up. So there was no necessarily urgency. It was not a WOD by any means, even though I saw 3 rounds. So just keeping it smooth, controlled, and having intention and a specific focus for each movement. The Turkish get-up for me was all about my midline and my shoulder stability, keeping that bicep by the ear punched out. The overhead carry was just trying to stay in control and also kind of keep my mind in check, because the bar would start to wobble and I'd be like, oh, it's going, but it's like, no, you got this, you got this, you got this, and just positive feedback the entire time to your brain so you know you can keep moving. And then the sandbag was just for me focusing on warming up my hamstrings and glutes for all the power cleans that are about to come. It was a really good way to knock out my accessory work, and I'm also super warm, so I'm ready for this next nap cotton. Macho Man is a workout that you've probably seen Katrin, Michelle Otandra, I think Matt Fraser do on YouTube with CompTrain. So we are doing a variation of that. It's 3-minute AMRAPs with equal amount of rest. The weight is gonna go up. What Macho Man is, 3 power cleans, 3 front squats, 3 3 jerks. I saw Amanda, my friend, Amanda Barnhart, post this, and I was like, we are definitely doing it. So we've been doing it all day at Polaris. People love a good barbell. It's a love-hate relationship, just because it's only 3 minutes, but it hurts so good. So Pat and I are gonna give it a go and see how it feels, see how it goes. I will definitely let the bar go in 3 minutes. I'll probably try to go 3-3-3 drop, 3-3-3 drop. So I'll do the complexes unbroken, but I likely will not go from the jerk into the next power clean unless I do it once, try it out, see how it feels. But yeah, it's not usually my style unbroken. Slow and steady is typically how I do, so we'll see. Unless I see him start to go unbroken, then I'll probably start to hold on to it because I don't want him to beat me.
Break the pillars down, I don't fall in love, I just hit it now. Why is that? I just gave my heart up once and I ain't get it back. Turn into a savage, happy with the madness, sick of living broke. Trying to find a balance, moving through the pain, but they steady failing, bearing on my fruits, feeding my battalion. Take it fast, you can take it slow, we don't take no breaks, we just take control. Let's take control. Fight the power. Right now, everybody bring it. Take control. Let's go. Get on your feet. Let's take control.
We need to do more of that. That was really hard. We both were a little squirrely. Went out just like in a regular competition. It's actually good practice because that's typically what happens in a competition. 3, 2, 1, go. You all have a plan and it goes out the door and you go as hard as you possibly can. I felt that's what Pat and I just did. We were not ready for it. So it made the rest of the workout pretty hard, but it was really good. Good barbell squat clean. Just protect your collarbones. Don't let it jam down on them too much because you won't be happy the next day. But all in all, I actually thought, surprising, the front squats for me were the hardest, that 3rd front squat every time. And I typically like squatting, so have fun with it, give it a go. Pace yourself from the start. That's way harder than regular Macho Man if you ask me. I will do Macho Man soon, so hopefully it's a great warm weather workout. We're finally getting to warmer weather. That was a prep for it, but for me, I like having a little bit of rest each minute, not having just a hammer for 3 minutes. Those 1 to 3 minute range are my least favorite workouts, so that was hard, doing it 3 times in a row.
I got lulled into trying to keep up with Christy, and that lasted about 2 cycles into the first round. I kind of kept up with the first round. It wasn't too bad, but I paid for it in round 2 and 3. The middle one was actually probably the worst because you didn't really have a reason to slow down. The third one was heavy enough that kind of made more sense to take a little bit of breaks in between, but I was gassed. 3 minute break in between, but by the time you did 1 cycle again, your heart rate was just through the roof. I hate DT. That's probably my least favorite workout, and there's just nowhere to break on it. So I still feel like I probably dislike DT more, but they're both just hard barbell cycling workouts. I like singles. I will happily do single, drop it and pick it right back up, but hanging onto the barbell, for me, the eccentric just totally gasses me. I'm pretty efficient picking it up, but the way down just kills me. So I'd rather do singles all day, moderate, light, heavy weight with minimal rest, but the second I gotta hang on to a few of them, it just drives my heart rate through the roof.
What are your maxes?
Max cleans 365, snatch 290, jerk
290 or
365. I think 290.
Oh, I thought it was 295.
I don't think so. One day.
He's in a race to 300 with one of our coaches here.
It's been a very long race.
Now that we are all warmed up, borderline exhausted, I'm kidding. All warmed up, we're ready to go. I like to lift after sometimes. I've gotten that question a lot because in competition, typically you're lifting at some point during the weekend. It's not usually first. Sometimes it'll show up first, but it's usually after you've done a couple high intensity workouts, so you're tired. So I like to throw in a little bit of lifting here and there after my workouts. So today we're gonna go I almost said hang squat power, that doesn't make any sense. Hang power clean from above the knee. We'll drop the bar, reset into a squat clean, into a front squat, into a jerk. Jerk of your choice, push jerk or split jerk. I'll probably split jerk, guessing paddle push jerk. We're just gonna build 1 set every 2 minutes for 5 sets to today's heavy.
Spending
money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on. Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades, rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a
Woo. So we just finished our complex. It was really fun to lift after. I don't know about you, but I started rough and I was like, whoa, my legs are not gonna come back. And then after the third or fourth lift, they started coming back. And then I hit more than I even anticipated being able to hit. So I think that just shows you, especially when you get into a competition or if you're tired, it doesn't mean you can't lift well.
Yeah, I felt better actually in the complex than I did for half of the actual workout. I felt like my movement patterns were kind of down and everything was firing. So it actually felt like I was warm and ready to go after the workout.
Yeah, I felt very similar, but this was a super fun day. If you're looking for some good barbell work, give this stuff a try. Make sure you warm up really well, cue your movement patterns so you're ready to move efficiently so things don't hurt or break down, and give it a go, have at it. If you want to see more stuff like we are doing, you know exactly what we're doing, check out the links in the description below. So we have our strength program, which is going to get you super strong, our posterior chain program, which is going to strengthen your backside, which we use a ton in CrossFit, midline program, and then a 60-minute and Christy's training plan, which is exactly what Pat and I do every single day. So make sure to check those out and have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.